Okay, so in this yoga therapy tip, we're going to talk about dealing with changes, right? Emotionally. Emotional changes tend to show up with physical. Now, I like to do this assessment called PIES assessment, and PIES stands for P for physical, I for intellectual, E for emotional, S for spiritual. The P, the physical, is checking in with how you feel physically. How is your sleep patterns? How are your bowel movements? How do your muscles feel? Any aches or ailments or pains? What's happening in the body? Intellectually, what's happening in the mind? Do you feel alert? Do you have good memory? Are you able to concentrate, feel creative? And then, of course, emotionally, it's not about being happy all the time. It's about recognizing how you do feel and making any needed self-regulatory steps to bring yourself back to a nice foundation, a nice even playing field. Like if you get really upset, can you draw yourself back down in a considerable amount of time? And then, of course, spiritually, do I feel like I belong? Do I feel like I have community, hope, faith? And what I've come to realize and notice is that how we feel emotionally usually affects how we feel physically and vice versa, right? And obviously this isn't something I've come up with. This is well-known studied knowledge at this point. However, when I'm doing these assessments, I usually have each person grade themselves on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being your highest vibration. And usually, physical and emotional are both linked back to each other. So that goes to show that intuitively we feel that connection. Whatever's happening in one part of our lives is showing up in our body. So, what do we do? Well, I personally love tapping. I love tapping in mantra, tapping in what I want my nervous system to receive. So you do this first by grounding your energy, right? Noticing your breath, starting to connect back to your center, feeling what's happening within you, feeling what's happening around you, and bringing that energy together. And then eventually, I like to warm up my hands, Ajni, the fire, which really starts to guide the passion that lives within us, our digestion. All that helps us get up and go as humans really is in fire. And then we bring that energy to the back of the neck. I like to get right at the top of the cervical spine as we connect right to the nape of the neck. And I like to imagine that I'm heating up this part of my body, right? That my body is getting this influx of energy, essentially, this energy that I can cultivate. And then I start to massage the nape of my neck, right? And I like to do strokes, but you might like circles, or you can do pressure point application. Eventually, this will move up to the cow's lick or the Bindu chakra, the undiscussed eighth chakra, which is really connecting to your pendula gland, but it's also connecting to a deeper sense of compassion, belonging, spirituality. It's a beautiful space that we ignore. When do you really spend time on the back of your head? And then, of course, we will eventually take that to the crown. Well, as we're back here in the Bindu, I like to start doing the gentle tapping, tap, 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 with mantra, which is I am healthy, I am happy, I am safe, I am grateful. Whatever it needs to be, it could be very much tailored to your experience that you're trying to teach your nervous system to either release or accept, right? So if you're going through grief, if you're going through some sort of heartbreak or some sort of pain, you can say, I will be fine. I will be loved. I will be right where I'm supposed to be. I am loved. I am safe. I am right where I'm supposed to be. So notice that transition. We're looking for this part of ourselves that we feel like is maybe currently missing. What do I want, right? Like, where do I wish I was? I wish I was healthy. I wish I was happy. I wish I was safe. I wish I was peaceful. I wish I was loved. And then you say, I am, right? And you tap that into your nervous system, into the deepest parts of your consciousness. So you start tapping your mantra. As you inhale, I am. As you exhale, I am. Then you come to the crown. I am. Fill in that blank. And then the temples. You come here into your intuition, your wisdom, your third eye, your inner knowing, your deep subconscious, and you tap that information into there. Bringing it down through the jawline, connecting now to the collarbones, getting into your body. Now, eventually, we're going to end up in the heart space, but I like to travel down to my solar plexus and start tapping into my empowerment, right? This is a big part of the connection to what messages we're sending into our bodies. So, tapping right into that solar plexus, I am. And then getting into my thighs. Now, I do like to take a moment and do a kind of an inner hip flexor massage just so I can get into my lymphatic system here, right? Which is really an interesting place because the vagus nerve is traveling right into my pelvis. So if you feel comfortable with that, you can just get into some gentle massage here. So you can tap in your mantra and then take a moment, get right into your hip flexors and massage, right? And you want to kind of, it's like you're removing whatever isn't needed there. You're getting some energy moving through your lymphatic system right in this particular space of the body. And then I like to go back to tapping into my solar plexus. And then I like to take a moment, take a little break, okay? And we're going to draw the left hand over our navel, and the right hand's going to come to the back of the body, an equal part of where the navel is. So we're getting right into the adrenal glands, and this is where a lot of your stress, your anxiety can start to show up and reside. So we want to release that. We want to tell the nervous system that we're fine, we're calm, we're safe, we're secure. And this is also a deep connection to the root chakra as well. So if you take your left hand over your navel, remembering that your left hand is your receiving hand, this is connected back to your divine feminine side. And your navel, your solar plexus, is connected to the sun. It's the sun in you, it's the solar. So we want to kind of encapsulate that opposition there. And then, of course, same thing. Your left side is your, or excuse me, your right side is your you're going to be giving that energy into your back of your body. So if that makes sense. And then we're going to take a moment. You're going to feel your left hand pressing into your solar plexus and your right hand pressing into the back of your body. And you're going to breathe into the palms of your hands. Now, the palms of your hands represent the crown chakra. So we're connecting all of those energy fields here, all those subtle body energies. Now, I like to start to massage that space as I breathe in my mantra. Inhale, I am, fill in your blank. Exhale, I am, fill in your blank. And you're going to do several rounds of breath here. When done, I like to take my fist and it's like I'm pounding that information in there. I'm telling my nervous system to rewire itself. So you're sending it right into the adrenal glands. You're sending that information loud and clear. And your body is relaxed because you're focusing on your breath. Now, when you're done with that, this is where we come back to our tapping experience, but in the heart. Now, I always like to say, especially if you feel a lot of emotion right now, your heart's going to feel very sensitive to tapping. So you're going to start to tap into that space. As soon as I do it, I always start to get chills. And you're going to start to inhale your mantra. I am, fill in the blank. Exhaling your mantra. I am, fill in the blank. Allow whatever thoughts come up. So let's say you're inhaling your mantra and exhaling your mantra, and your mind is sending a message. Stop what you're doing and listen. Listen, what is your mind trying to tell you? Keep tapping, but stop the mantra and listen. Maybe your mind is getting a message from your body. You're creating a somatic release. So it could be anything. And if you start to cry or you start to sweat or you start to get like butterflies in your belly or any other physical experiences, take a moment, take notes, and notice what is showing up for you, right? No judgment, just observation. So going through the experience as you're tapping it out. And when you're done, you're going to specifically place your left hand over your heart and your right hand over, and I'm mirroring you, so it's going to be a little opposite. But you're going to place your left hand over your heart and your right hand over that hand, okay? So you're going to draw the left side together and then the right side's going to support. And then just take a moment and breathe. Maybe tuck your chin slightly into your body. Start to allow whatever came up for you. I like to think of yoga therapy as being a journal that you are expressing through your body, right? So instead of writing something down on paper, you're experiencing it out in physical form through your breath, through your experience, through your sensations, like what's happening right here, right now. So just take a moment and observe. And if there's anything you wish to tell yourself, this is a good time. I recently did this practice for myself and I had to apologize to myself for some decisions I had made that were causing me to experience a little bit of discomfort or disconnection from self. So I just took a moment and I hugged my heart and I said, I'm sorry, sorry I let you down. But when you know better, you do better, right? Shout out to Maya Angelou. So just taking that moment to acknowledge how you're feeling and express those feelings. When you're done with this moment, any other movements that come up naturally, please invite those into your practice. But this is really about self-compassion. This is about self-love, reconnecting, regrounding, regrouping, and trying to activate this part of your body that might need a little love and attention. Now, if you're ready to progress to the next level, I like to add a lot of chest openers, like almost like here I am, whether it's just standing in mountain pose or just sitting with my heart lifted and just kind of taking a pause, imagining the sun is shining down on me and just taking a pause and saying, I'm here. Like here I am, and this is a perfect moment. And I feel the expression in my body. So that's a quick yoga therapy tip for all of us who need a little extra love in the heart space. Namaste.